Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we're going to talk about whether Upwork is actually a good place to be landing high ticket clients in 2025. I'm making this video because I keep seeing time and time again people posting on Instagram, YouTube, people who I speak to personally in calls who completely believe that Upwork is not an effective method of trying to get high ticket clients because everybody on Upwork wants to get the cheapest prices of services. So it's hard to negotiate high ticket retainers, and they believe that Upwork is oversaturated. And this couldn't be far from the truth. And I'm making this video because I want to talk about my firsthand experience with Upwork and also the experience of having worked with over 100 clients through Upwork because of my business Upmatch. So if you haven't heard of Upmatch, the link is down below. We basically work with clients and help them acquire high ticket clients through the platform of Upwork using certain tactics and strategies that I have used myself as a freelancer on the platform over the past 3 years. So I'm saying this from someone firsthand who sees so many profiles in so many different niches, from law services to accounting services to digital marketing to software development to web design. I've worked with all these different clients in these niches on Upwork, and I can tell you firsthand what it actually is like trying to succeed in closing high ticket clients through the platform. Now, the first thing I'll start off with is Upwork does not work if you think that you're just going to create a profile, bid on a few contracts, and land your first high ticket client. You need a very, very strict method and strategy to be able to pull this off. And the ones who succeed on Upwork versus the ones who don't have two things: a very, very, very aggressive bidding strategy, meaning they're bidding on contracts very regularly, and the method of how they bid, meaning their application, is much more elite and advanced compared to the competitors, right? So if you don't know how Upwork works, the platform has loads of contracts that are being posted by people who are looking for a service. So let's pretend I want to build a website. I would go on Upwork, I'd post a contract saying, I need a web designer, I need somebody who has skills on Shopify to be able to build my website. Then all the web designers and people who have skills in web design would come and bid on that contract. Then I would go through everybody's application, everybody's bid, and I would pick someone to award the contract to, get on a call with them, negotiate a price, and there you have it. A deal has been made. And that's pretty much how Upwork works. So the great thing about Upwork is you've got warm leads on the platform. So people are already on the platform looking for the services. So you just need to convince them that you're the person that they should work with, as opposed to the other people on the platform. And the way you do that is by increasing the volume of outreach on Upwork, because if you reach out to more people, then you're more likely to get, connected with a client that wants to speak with you. So you need to bid on like 10, 15, 20 contracts every single day. And this is where I see so many people fail, right? For Upmatch right now, we get about 500 sales calls every single month. So I speak to so many Upwork freelancers, and the most common mistake that everybody's making is they're just not bidding on enough contracts. They bid on a contract today, maybe 2 or 3, and then they won't bid for another 4 days. And then they go back on the platform and they find 5, 10 more contracts and they bid. It's just not the way to do it. You need to be on the platform every day, finding 10 to 20 contracts every single day and bidding on them in a very smart manner, right? And I'll tell you the tactics that I use as to how I bid on the contracts. This is the method I use. This is the method that all the clients inside of Upmatch have been set up to do. And the first one is using Loom videos. Now, you don't need to create a new Loom video for every single contract you submit on Upwork. What you need to do is you need to create one very convincing, very compelling Loom video where you introduce yourself, you talk about your background, your portfolio, you basically have a really good vibe on the call. Just make it on the video. Just make it very clear that you are the person who has the skills that you say you have on your Upwork profile. And that video shouldn't be more than 3 minutes long. And every time you bid on a contract, you should include that Loom video link in your cover letter. The cover letter is basically the message you send to the client as part of the bid and application process. You should include that Loom video because if I'm looking for a web developer and I see all these different applicants that have bidded for my Upwork contract, if I see one that has gone out of their way to record a Loom video and I click on it and I watch it and they have a good vibe on that video, they clearly are well-spoken and articulate, they know exactly what my project is about, and they have the skills to do it, I'm more likely to ask that person to get on a call as opposed to the other applicants who I never watched on a Loom video. So Loom videos can be very powerful. And I get messages all the time through Upwork of people saying, thank you so much for recording that Loom video. Are you free for a call? I get that all the time because people in many ways will start to think that you made the Loom video specifically for them. So it's very, very important to try and incorporate that in your bidding strategy. The second thing is to personalize your cover letter. So every time you apply on a contract, don't use the same generic cover letter because it's just not effective anymore. Keep it really short, keep it really sweet, and make it sound personalized. Make it clear in the cover letter make it clear to them that you've read their job description, right? Because the more personalized you make it, the more likely they're going to want to speak to you because you've taken the time to write something specifically for their contract. And the third thing is try to be the first to bid on the contract. Don't apply to contracts that were released a week ago. That contract is gone. They've probably already gotten someone else. It's so hard to try and convert contracts where it was posted a week ago. You want contracts that were posted in the past hour, and you want to bid on them now because those people have just posted the contract, and they, after an hour or two, might look at all the applicants, and that might be the opportunity for you to close there and then because you're one of the first people there. And so I'm making this video to give you a few tips because I know that these tactics work if you do it consistently and if you do it well. And everybody right now really seems to think that Upwork isn't the most effective method of getting clients. I completely disagree. If you're a new agency especially and you want to get your first 10 clients, Upwork is the best place to do it because you can find people who are looking for your service already as opposed to trying to do cold outreach with cold emails and Facebook ads. And it's much harder to pull that off and it requires more capital, more resources. Imagine trying to convert someone through an email that you should run their Facebook ad campaigns for £1,500 a month. A cold email, it's so difficult to pull that off. And just ask yourself, when's the last time you've opened up an email and then ended up paying any company or person £1,000 plus? It's very hard to pull that off. So I highly recommend Upwork as the platform if you're trying to build your agency, get your first couple of clients. And if you're interested in speaking to us about it, because this is what we specialize in at Upmatch, click the link down below and book in a call and I'll hop on and we can kind of discuss your situation. We can see if we're a good fit. We don't work with everybody. We're very selective because right now we get so many sales calls and our process of qualifying has gotten more aggressive because we only want to work with a certain type of clients who take their business very seriously. But I just essentially wanted to make this video to be honest with you guys and tell you that Upwork is a very effective place. Don't let social media fool you into thinking, oh, Upwork's saturated, Upwork's hard to get high ticket clients for. These are people who have tried and failed, but it doesn't mean that it won't work for you. And it doesn't mean that there aren't people on the platform now pulling it off.